arrest me.
I don't want us to have it.
I've told you where the vehicle is.
The truck was actually coming from Ring Road. It missed a step. So as it was trying to gather itself, it fell.
What we are witnessing these days, it is something we can no longer understand.
They should stop telling us and promising us all those promises are fake, giving us distance of promises are fake. We don't want it anymore.
A pleasant evening and many thanks for joining us on Beetv Major News at 6, coming to you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital. I am Evelyn Izibidi, and now the news in details. Indigenes and residents of Okoromi community in Ward 2 of Oredo local government area, Edo State, on Friday staged a coordinated thank you march to Government House in Benin City to express their profound appreciation to the Executive Governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, for what they describe as his timely intervention in their community crisis. Beetv News Team Tokwe reports that the protesters were warmly received by the Chief of Staff and Deputy Chief of Staff to the Governor.
The peaceful procession, which drew a large turnout of youth, women and elders, was led by the community's youth leader, Mr. Lucky Osadiaye. Residents were seen chanting solidarity songs and singing praises of the governor as they marched with colorful banners bearing inscriptions of gratitude. The demonstrators said the march was organized to thank the governor for rescuing the community from the alleged activities of Ohen Owohan Igbinovia, whom they accused of causing unrest in the area. Upon arrival at the government house, the protesters were received by the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Honorable Yakubu Musa, and the Deputy Chief of Staff, Honorable Pius Alile, who accepted a formal letter of appreciation on behalf of the Governor. Speaking on behalf of the community, Mr. Lucky Osadiaye expressed heartfelt gratitude to Governor Okpebholo for what he described as swift and decisive action in addressing their plight, including the reported arrest of Ohen Owohan Igbinovia and his brother. He noted that the governor's intervention has restored calm and renewed hope among residents who had lived in fear due to the lingering crisis.
As youths and women of our community wishes to express our heartfelt appreciation for your swift response to our petition leading to the arrest of Ohen Owohan Igbinovia and his brother. Your prompt attention to this matter has not gone unnoticed, and we are grateful for your commitment to addressing the concerns of the people of our community.
Responding, the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Honorable Yakubu Musa JP, commended the people of Ohoromi community for conducting themselves peacefully and for choosing dialogue and lawful channels in expressing their concerns. He assured them that the state government remains committed to safeguarding lives and property across Edo State. He further urged the residents to continue to maintain peace and allow the law to take its full course in resolving the matter.
We like the way you come here because we need peace in Edo State. It's a peaceful protest, and we received this letter on behalf of the governor. Government House now for an official hearing. So as soon as it comes, it's already briefed. The CS will brief him the day before yesterday when he came. I equally briefed him, he briefed. So we are on top of it, and by the grace of God, fairness and justice will prevail.
Others who spoke with journalists during the march, including Mrs. Caroline Edosoma, Mrs. Janet Igbinovia, and Mr. Waya Kenneth, also applauded the governor for coming to their aid and restoring sanity to Ohoromi community. They described the intervention as a demonstration of responsive leadership and reaffirmed their support for the state government.
All the things when we talk, you see, honor us. So now, the thing when we can't thank her now. What you do for us yesterday, we can't thank her. Okpebholo, you do well, oh. You do well. Now God will bless you.
Okpebholo, yes, no nima.
Kaganyade, Moro Paviowa. My depo Yanala, or no, good mind, Yano go for Maru Diareman, a poem, Baba Wasi.
Come to thank the governor too and to seek his further support to restoring complete sanity, succor, and peace to Okoromi community.
The march concluded peacefully with community members expressing optimism that lasting peace and stability have now returned to Okoromi community. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for Beetv News.
The Edo State Migration Agency, led by its Director General, Chief Dr. Lucky Agazuma, has hosted delegations from the Lagos State Government and the Kano State Government who visited Edo State to understudy the agency's migration framework, now widely regarded as a model in Nigeria. Beetv News Favor Kolawole reports that the agency's achievements have also attracted attention at the federal level, with commendation reportedly coming from the minister, who noted that Edo State is excelling in migration management and coordination. The report.
Present at the board meeting were the Director General of Edo State Migration Agency, Chief Dr. Lucky Agazuma, the Southwest Zonal Coordinator of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Mr. Alex Oturu, who attended from the federal level to observe how Edo State is mentoring visiting states, the Edo State Coordinator of the International Organization for Migration, Mr. Adun Osasume, as well as representatives from Lagos and Kano states, among other key stakeholders.
They are the reintegration committee members from Lagos State and Kano State. So they are here on the visit just to see what Edo State is doing in terms of migration.
Delivering a strategic lecture, Chief Dr. Lucky Agazuma outlined the policies and operational strategies that have positioned Edo State Migration Agency as a leading institution in migration governance, emphasizing collaboration, enforcement, awareness creation, and reintegration programs as core pillars of its success.
Our mission and vision statement is very, very simple. Our mission is to reduce human trafficking to the barest minimum, while the vision is to promote safe migration. Moving on to advocacy. Advocacy remains the mouthpiece of the agency, a channel of reaching out to the people what human trafficking is all about and the dangers of it. Though I will take you to the models as time progresses, we are able to introduce several models to carry out this advocacy. And those models were originated from this state. For example, the SQ model, that when you hear a crime relating to human trafficking, see it, say it, sort it. It's the duty of the populace, the Edo people, to see it. It's their duty to say it out, and it's our duty to sort it out. We have handled so many cases using the SQ model, and of course, we'll be very, very successful.
Following the strategic lecture, the Southwest Zonal Coordinator of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Mr. Alex Oturu, congratulated Edo State Governor Senator Monday Pueblo and the State Migration Agency for its remarkable achievements. He disclosed that commendation had also been conveyed from Honorable Tijani Aliyu Ahmed, the current Federal Commissioner and Chief Executive Officer of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, a commission under the presidency, who acknowledged that Edo State is taking the lead in addressing and curbing migration-related challenges across the state. Comrade Osita Oseneme, Executive Director of the Patriotic Citizen Initiative, equally commended the Governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Pueblo, for what he described as significant progress recorded within a short period of establishing and strengthening the migration.
We know that Edo State under the government is doing an amazing job, has so many NDAs that are doing creative, especially the Edo jobs and all of that, very, very creative programs. My Honorable Federal Commissioner, you received the reports that you shared with us in Lagos, and is very amazed and wowed by the amazing work that Edo State is doing.
You know, before now, there used to be tension among returnees in Edo State, especially under the return migrants. But for the past few years, you know, since you came on board, I noticed that tension has calmed down. And I could see a mixture of migration coordination and issue of trafficking in your agency, which is lacking in a lot of states. In a lot of states, we have trafficking as in a task force. We have migration, but they are married together. There are ways, and the way you try to bring it in, and also coming with internal trafficking. For me, is a key learning from here that we also take to our various states.
Representatives from the Kano state government and the Lagos state government also praised the visible impact of the agency, noting that there was much to learn from Edo State's structured approach. They posed strategic questions aimed at addressing pressing migration concerns in their respective states, describing Edo as a model worthy of emulation.
I understood that you are very, very practical and transparent. That's why the two things are very, very much important in terms of project execution. You have to monitor. After monitoring, you have to evaluate. So a big congratulations to you and Edo State in general.
In his response, the Director General of Edo State Migration Agency, Chief Dr. Lucky Agazuma, provided detailed explanations of the operational models and intervention strategies being deployed by Edo State government to tackle migration issues, including preventive advocacy, interagency collaboration, and rehabilitation frameworks. Chief Dr. Agazuma further expressed appreciation to the Executive Governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, for his consistent support and intervention in advancing the agency's mandate. He said that the agency's activities aligned with the governor's Shine agenda aimed at sustainable development and citizen protection.
I must commend the NCF RMI because anytime you are here, we all come together to discuss how we can collaborate more and better. They're like the NATIP, we are together. People have to speak now, one of my staff of the NATIP for the training. We are together, the NGOs, you need about trust. When they get your mission and vision statement clearly, that what you are saying on PowerPoint is you are also doing in practical, they will start to trust you. Yes, like most of those partners, there are some stakeholders here, you just walk in here and say, okay, what you know to do this with us. You want to donate 100,000. Even poor people come here to donate 2,000. Above all, let me stand up to thank His Excellency, the Governor of Edo State. Who found me worthy to appoint me as the Director General of the Edo State Migration Agency.
At the close of the meeting, the Director General, Edo State Migration Agency, Chief Dr. Lucky Agazuma, led participants on a guided tour of the Migration Agency facility, giving the visiting delegations first-hand insight into its operational structure and ongoing programs. Best Orator reporting for Beetv News.
Organizers of the Benin Investors Conference has unveiled plans for the 2026 edition of the conference, presenting it as a strategic economic platform designed to harness collaboration, drive enterprise development, and channel investments to advance the prosperity and long-term growth of the Benin people. Beetv News Zaina Mohammed reports that the initiative seeks to connect the experience, capital, and influence of Benin sons and daughters worldwide back to the economic development of the homeland.
As part of efforts to launch the Benin Investors Conference 2026, organizers convened a press briefing in Benin City to outline the objectives and initiative of the upcoming event. Speaking at the briefing, initiator Imasue Izodua explained that the conference is designed to bring together investors, entrepreneurs, creatives, policymakers, and members of the global Benin community to deliberately channel experience, capital, and influence back into the economic development of the Benin people. He emphasized the guiding principle of the Benin First philosophy, which ensures that investments prioritize Benin participation, ownership, and responsibility.
BIC 2026 is a 4-day gathering that will bring together investors, entrepreneurs, business leaders, policymakers, creatives, and members of the global Benin community here in Benin City. This conference is built on a guiding philosophy, the Benin First philosophy. Benin First philosophy is not a slogan, it is a principle of priority. This philosophy ensures that investments connected to Benin land, culture, and economic activities intentionally prioritize Benin participation and ownership. Benin people must be active beneficiaries as owners, partners, professionals, and decision makers, because the only people that can truly help us grow is us. Oba Atokbe. Yes, sir.
Also unveiled were key initiatives tied to the conference, including the Benin Trust, a collective investment platform pooling contributions from Benin indigenes at home and in the diaspora to fund businesses and community projects. The Benin Film Enterprise, a long-term plan to position Benin City as a major filmmaking hub, and the Benin School of Mentorship and Enterprise, aimed at empowering young entrepreneurs through structured leadership and business training, were also highlighted.
One of the most important initiatives connected to this movement is the Benin Trust Fund. The Benin Trust Fund is a collective investment platform created specifically for the Benin people. We are also developing collective investment structures that allow Benin people, both at home and in the diaspora, to pool resources into structured funds. These funds will support sectors such as film, agriculture, technology, real estate, and creative industries. The goal is simple: move from individual effort to coordinated economic strength, supporting viable Benin-led businesses and talents anywhere in the world, and building institutions that can sustain growth for generations. The conference will feature high-level keynote sections, curated investment pitch presentations, structured networking engagements, business hubs, product showcases, cultural exhibitions, and an award night, recognizing outstanding contributions within the Benin community.
Members of the press engaged the initiator with questions seeking clarity on the implementation of the Benin Investors Conference initiatives. They emphasized transparent management of the Benin Trust Fund, mentorship awards, and long-term impact, while stressing the need for qualified professionals and diaspora experts. The discussion reinforced that all initiatives are community-driven, well-governed, and guided by the Benin First philosophy to strengthen ownership, leadership, and prosperity for the Benin people.
The BIC is not a platform where you invest. There are initiatives where the BIC is just a conference where you bring people to talk about the future, what the future of this land possibly can be. This will actually change the narrative of the Benin as a people, where the society will not have to depend on one or two persons to determine the fate of our people, but where all of us collectively will determine the fate and the future of these people. Only the Benin can develop the Benin land, and that's always what the BIC wants to teach, to preach, that only us as a people can actually grow us. And that's the essence of the Benin Investors Conference.
The Benin Investors Conference 2026 is set to hold in Benin City in October. Further details on registration, participation, sponsorship, and partnership opportunities will be made available on the official conference website, as the convener seeks investors, partners, and stakeholders to engage in the initiative. Zainab Mohammed reporting for Beetv News.
The families of late Pa Benjamin Ulanwe Zewukun and late Elder Napoleon Ehikame, both of Edo State, on Thursday performed the traditional marriage rites in line with Benin customs, formally uniting their children, Gifts Ulanwe Zewukun and Samuel Napoleon Ehikame as husband and wife. Beetv News Temitope Luafemi reports that the ceremony was graced by the surprise presence of the bride's brother, who is based in the United Kingdom. Let's join Best Orator for details.
It was a day of joy and excitement at the family compound of late Pa Benjamin Ulanwe Zewukun, as relatives, friends, and well-wishers gathered to witness the historic occasion. The traditional marriage ceremony commenced with the arrival of the groom's family, who were warmly received by the bride's family. In keeping with tradition, Kola nuts were broken and drinks were shared before the groom's family formally stated the purpose of their visit to seek the hand of gift to Lame Izewukun in marriage for their son Samuel. In accordance with Benin custom, the beautiful bride was invited to confirm whether she knew the visitors and if she accepted their proposal. After her confirmation, consultations were held between both families, leading to the payment of the bride price. Amid joyful singing and celebration by the women of the family, the bride was ushered into the gathering. The formal counting rites were first performed with the bride seated on the lap of the groom's elder brother, who stood in as the groom's father, symbolizing acceptance by his family before she was placed on the groom's lap, signifying her official handover to her husband and his family. Elders from both sides thereafter offered prayers, words of advice and blessings to the newly united couple, urging them to build their home on love, respect and mutual understanding. The ceremony continued with a brief but lively reception outside the bride's family compound. The arrival of the bride and groom was accompanied by cultural displays to the jubilation of guests. Music from the DJ kept the atmosphere vibrant as the couple remained on the dance floor celebrating their union with friends and family. The cutting of the cake followed shortly after, and a surprise arrival of the bride's brother, who traveled from the United Kingdom to grace the occasion, making the day even more special and memorable. Adding more color and excitement to the celebration was a captivating performance by the Ofure Acrobatic Band, whose energetic display thrilled guests and heightened the celebration mood.
Please let's clap for them. Clap for them now. Promote the husband.
Speaking with Beetv News, members of the groom's family expressed gratitude to God for the success of the traditional wedding ceremony and prayed for a peaceful, prosperous, and fruitful married life for the couple.
Thank God for today. God take the glory and appreciate what happened. After this wedding, so I'm really grateful to God. I'm happy.
Like you say, younger brother getting married happily. So all I wish them in this marriage is peace. And God should grant them peace. Once they have peace, meaning God has blessed them with so much wealth, long life, good health. So that's all I wish them.
The mother of the bride, Mrs. Ulame Izewukun, also thanked God for the successful traditional marriage ceremony of their beloved daughter, noting that her heart was filled with joy and fulfillment. The bride, Mrs. Gift Eihame, expressed appreciation to God for blessing her with an amazing family and supportive friends. She described her husband as not only her lover but also a friend and partner, adding that she was extremely happy to begin this new chapter of life with him.
I'm very happy for the success of the traditional marriage.
I'm so happy I'm getting married to my friend, my lover, the man sent from God. I'm so happy, and I'm so grateful to God for the kind of family he gave me. God blessed me with a great family. I'm so happy to God for the kind of friends he gave me. Oh God, you were so supportive. Thank you so much, everyone watching this. I love you all.
The colorful traditional marriage ceremony ended in jubilation, with guests taking group photographs to preserve memories of a day that will remain indelible in the hearts of both families for years to come. Best Orator reporting for BTV News.
Motorists and road users have appealed to the Edo State government to urgently cover open manholes across the Benin metropolis, citing the danger they pose to lives and property. BTV News' Favor Kolabale reports that several manholes on major roads within the metropolis remain uncovered, raising serious safety concerns among residents and commuters.
Manholes serve as access points to underground drainage systems and other utilities. They are typically secured with metals or concrete covers to prevent accidents. However, in parts of Benin's metropolis, some of these manholes have been left exposed following the removal of their metal leads by suspected vandals who disguise themselves as scavengers. The development has become worrisome as the open manholes pose significant risks to motorists, commercial drivers, pedestrians and other road users, particularly those unfamiliar with terrain. Motorists and residents therefore called on the government and relevant authorities to urgently replace the missing covers with durable concrete materials that will not be easily tampered with in order to safeguard lives and enhance road safety.
If bus they pass on others in the night, if people they walk out, they know say that this is there. So the people pull leg, even people feel better before for others manhole before. So for us to come they carry the phone from outside now risks.
Are used to the road. Each time we are close to the manhole, we know how to manipulate from the manhole so that we will not punch our tire. That's what we normally do. But it's very, very difficult for us to fall in that hole because we are already used to the system in the area. Except people that is not familiar with the road, maybe they are coming, they normally fall inside. We normally tell them, hey, you want to fall on the manhole before we start diversion from the road. That's for that.
Some motorists during the night, some of these drivers might not know that there are potholes there and they run into it and then becomes a disaster. So for me, I feel the government should try and see a way of putting a good sign in that spot, and as well they should find a way to cover all the manholes within the roads. If they don't find solution for these things, disaster will keep happening, especially these motorists that are flying all over this ring road houses.
They should at least look for something whether to wet it or to tie it down so that they will not remove it again. That is it.
They expressed hope that swift action will be taken to permanently address the situation and prevent avoidable accidents within Benin metropolis. Favor Kolawole reporting for BTV News.
As traffic congestion and road crashes continue to pose serious threats to public safety, residents of Benin City are calling for the urgent installation of zebra crossing signs placements on roads. BTV News' Precious Agbalaho reports.
Zebra crossing signs serve as a vital road safety measures, alerting motorists to slow down and give way to pedestrians. When properly marked and supported with visible road signs, they significantly reduce accidents involving children, the elderly, and the persons living with disabilities. However, many busy roads lack properly placed zebra crossing signs, making it difficult for children and elderly citizens to cross roads safely and with ease. Residents who spoke emphasized the importance of installing zebra crossing signs, noting that they could help prevent accidents and also aid in controlling traffic flow.
It is very good because it helps the pedestrians to know where to cross the road to the other side, and it also helps the motorists to know that someone is about to cross the road. So it helps both the motorists and the pedestrian.
Honestly speaking, talking about the situation of the road, every day everything gets worse. You can see the level of accidents because people are just trying to cross the road. So the zebra sign, I must say, is a very good idea and it's really necessary.
Others who also spoke called for the installation of zebra crossing signs while stressing the need for traffic lights to be put in place to further help in controlling traffic and improving road safety.
What I think we need then is because first, it's going to make it easier for residents to make use of it, and also it's going to reduce the risks of cars having to hit pedestrians or many of people.
Speaking with the Commissioner for Transportation, Honorable Saturday Ideye, said the absence of zebra crossing signs on some roads is due to ongoing road construction. He explained that zebra signs cannot be installed until the roads are fully fixed. He further stated that the ministry has plans in place to install the signs immediately after the construction work is completed.
And the lack of presence in other areas is because of the government plan to work on those particular areas of the roads. You agree with me that a lot of construction is going on in the metropole, and that is what is hindering us from executing that project. So we are following the activities of government. For example, once the flyover is ready now, we have to also go and do the markings, in that area to be able to control the speed of drivers, or maybe their access to the flyover.
As call grew louder, citizens hope swift actions will be taken to ensure that roads are made safer for everyone, particularly pedestrians who remain the most vulnerable to road users. Precious Agbelaho reporting for Beetv News.
Online job scams have left many Nigerian job seekers counting heavy financial and emotional loss as fraudsters posing as recruitment agents continue to exploit the country's high unemployment rate. Beetv News' Daniel Shewa reports that fake agents are now using various online platforms to defraud job seekers, taking advantage of rising unemployment in the country. The report is presented by Favor Kolawole.
Fake agents now operate across social media platforms, messaging apps, and fraudulent job websites, offering attractive employment opportunities that later turn out to be scams. These fraudsters often impersonate reputable organizations, government agencies, and even international oil firms to gain the trust of unexpected applicants. Some residents who spoke with Beetv News described the situation as alarming, noting that many youth now rely heavily on online platforms in their search for employment due to limited job opportunities. They expressed concern that scammers have identified these desperation as an opportunity to exploit vulnerable job seekers. They called on relevant authorities to urgently address the growing trend of online recruitment scams. Some respondents also blamed certain job seekers for falling victims, arguing that many prefer shortcuts through online offers rather than physically verifying companies and vacancies, thereby making themselves easy targets for fraudsters.
Our government need to sit up because that's why we have government. Because the number of Nigerians has been actually been defrauded, and many Nigerians have been defrauded of their hard-earned income, hoping and thinking that they are going to they are dealing with the genuine people. I think it is the time for the government to come in to rescue the helpless Nigerians. It's one of the ways by which the economy can thrive if the people can have confidence and when there is honesty. So I think one of the things that the government should do is to ensure that the existing law that is prohibiting this act is fully, enforced.
We point fingers firstly to our government. Let our leaders find one way or the other to provide jobs for the youth. If there's an equivalent job opportunity, I believe that cyber crime issues will reduce. And secondly, we the job seekers will also be more relaxed, not be tensed in looking for jobs online. If we really want to seek for jobs, we should focus our energy on physical search and things we can meet or reach.
However, another resident stated that it is high time the government and cybercrime agency intensify efforts to track down and prosecute fake agents operating online.
There are so many fake people definitely online who claim to be giving jobs to people. My major bottleneck is that most of us are confused, so it's a which I see as a sabotage. It's so barbaric, it's telefactioned, teleguided and opprobrious for us to apply on some of those social medias who are on fraudulent act. So if you want to really apply for a job, try and get to the resource of those who are really giving the job, those agencies, those parastatals, try to know them and try to apply from them directly, rather than pass it to one or two obnoxious agents. I will urge us to note that if you want to get a job, go to the right channel, meet the right people, and get the region. They should be educated. The such players should be educated on the links and the agencies to meet when seeking for job. And I also want the government, state and federal government, to put a law to guide the people that anyone caught in such fraudulent act of bringing an obnoxious online method to getting money or putting those people into mess. Let's see, let them be put to book and be arrested.
As unemployment challenges persist across the country, residents maintain that increased public awareness remains the strongest defense against online job fraud. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
The Presidential Initiative on Unlocking the Healthcare Value Chain, in partnership with the National Malaria Elimination Program, has reported significant progress in providing affordable malaria diagnostics and medicine. The program aims to ensure that Nigerians have access to quality treatment and effective malaria care across the country. Under the leadership of the National Coordinator of PAC, Dr. Audu Makhtar, stated that malaria elimination remains a key priority of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Under the leadership of the Coordinating Minister of Health, Professor Muhammad Ali Pates, and the National Coordinator of the Malaria Elimination Program, Dr. Nena Chizaram Ugbulafo, collaboration with local manufacturers is a central strategy to ensure sustainable access to malaria treatments across Nigeria.
Essential medicines or other supplies that we try to push, and the key really is to not only have the high quality products available, but they should also be affordable. And I think this is the crux of this program, which is why it's called Affordable Drugs for Malaria Program. So this is the goal, ultimate goal, and government cannot do this alone. We need the private sector. We need advisory companies, we need the NMEP program, we need everybody working together.
I really don't want to jump the gun, but from the last malaria indicator survey, we're having very good results, but we're not yet there. But so far so good, and we're looking at very good strategies, very good projects that would really speak to all of the good work that we have done so far.
Governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, has sworn in a new secretary to the state government and a chief of staff in a move to strengthen his administration. The new appointees took the oath of office during a brief ceremony held at the Government House in Port Harcourt. The report.
2 weeks after dissolving his cabinet, the governor of Rivers State has begun steps to reconstitute it. While no official reason was provided for the shake-up, observers suggest it may be linked to recent efforts to resolve the state's political crisis. As the new appointees assume office, they are tasked with consolidating peace and stability in Rivers State and supporting the governor's agenda for effective governance.
This appointment is not for any political empowerment. That you are appointed, you start raising or believing that you have a platform to abuse, insult, or create problem. It is an appointment to help this administration survive.
These appointees, alongside the incoming commissioners, will work under close scrutiny as the administration seeks to regain momentum in implementing its development blueprint for Rivers State.
It's really a surprise to me too, because just this morning people started calling me. So, but I believe God, that the God that has helped me to perform where He knew me from, will help me to not to fail Him and the state, because it's about God here. It's not just about human being. So God will help me.
I've been a lawyer for close to 32 years, and I think that I bring to board my experience dealing with human beings and dealing with institutions. And I know that every chief of staff brings in a new thing to make the office vibrant and to ensure that we portray what the governor is after. Our interest in this state is to ensure that we have peace, stability, and progress.
This marks Governor Fubara's third secretary to the state government and third chief of staff since assuming office nearly 2 years ago. Whether these latest appointments will bring the long-awaited stability needed for effective governance remains to be seen. Naomi Ewere reporting from Beetv News.
Brigadier General Chukwuemeka Michael Okila, commander of the 6th Brigade, has called for a strategic partnership with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) Taraba State Command to curb rising crime and social vices through effective drug control measures. He emphasized that dismantling the state's drug supply chain could significantly reduce crime such as banditry and organized criminal activity. Brigadier General Akaliru highlighted the critical role in interagency collaboration in addressing security challenges, noting that NDLEA occupies a strategic position in disrupting illicit substance supply chains and tackling the consequences of drug abuse. The agency reaffirmed its commitment to supporting national efforts against drug production, trafficking and abuse, stressing that effective drug control is a key tool in achieving sustainable peace and national security.
Agency collaboration, not only desirable, but indispensable. Your noble organization occupies a strategic position in the security architecture, particularly in disrupting the supply chain of illicit substances and addressing the consequences that come with drug abuse, which my men will end up meeting in the field.
The NDLA remains resolute in its commitment to supporting the Nigerian Army in the fight against illicit drug production, trafficking and abuse, which are critical drivers of crime, just like you said, banditry, terrorism, and other security threats. We firmly believe in NDLA that effective drug control is a strategic force multiplier in achieving sustainable peace and national security.
And now to the world of global news. Paramount Skydance has emerged as the winner in the months-long battle to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery following the decision by streaming giant Netflix to withdraw from the bidding process after declining its increase in offer. The report.
The development brings an end to an intense acquisition contest that has drawn widespread attention across Hollywood and the global entertainment industry. Paramount Skydance's successful bid positioned the company to take control of one of the most storied studios in film and television history. Warner Bros. Discovery, the parent company of renowned entertainment brands including Warner Bros. Pictures, HBO, and CNN, has been at the center of strategic discussions for months as potential buyers explored opportunities to consolidate assets in an increasingly competitive media landscape. Netflix, which had initially entered the race as a strong contender, reportedly chose not to revise its financial proposal during the final stages of negotiations. Sources familiar with the matter indicate that while Netflix showed significant interest in expanding its content library and production infrastructure through the acquisition, it ultimately determined that raising its bid was not aligned with its financial strategy. Paramount Skydance's victory underscores the continued wave of consolidation within the entertainment sector as traditional studios and streaming platforms seek scale, intellectual property, and global distribution capabilities to compete in a rapidly evolving market. Industry analysts say the acquisition could reshape the competitive dynamics among major players such as the Walt Disney Company and Comcast, NBC Universal, as companies continue to position themselves for dominance in streaming, theatrical releases, and premium television content. The deal is expected to undergo a regulatory review before final approval. Once completed, Paramount Skydance would assume control of Warner Bros. Discovery vast portfolio of film franchises, television productions, and streaming operations. Further details regarding the financial terms of the transaction have not yet been publicly disclosed. Zainab Mohammed reporting for BTV News.
Popular Nigerian influencer King Michi recently became emotional in a viral video expressing deep distress over the intense criticism she has faced amid her ongoing dispute with activist Very Dark Man. The backlash follows rising social media tensions between the two personalities. The report. The controversy began when King Michi publicly called out Very Dark Man for allegedly delaying the use of donated NGO funds. She referenced her own achievements of renovating a school within 6 days as an example of swift action, urging him to put the funds to work. Her remarks, however, sparked heavy criticism from many Nigerians online. In the emotional video, King Michi said she often prioritizes helping others, even at personal expense, and feels unfairly judged for her comments. She expressed disappointment over the harsh reactions, maintaining that her intentions were to encourage accountability rather than create conflict. In another development, Eniola Badmus has responded after a social media user accused her of acting as a private pimp for prominent politicians and movie executives. The allegations surfaced on X, formerly Twitter, and quickly gained attention online. The post claimed that the actress allegedly connects young women to powerful politicians and suggested that she gained political access through such arrangements. The accusation sparked widespread reactions across social media. In response, Eniola Badmus firmly denied the claims, describing them as false and defamatory. She warned that she would not take the matter lightly and stated that the appropriate authorities would address the situation. Albert Hall, Manchester resounded with football-style chants as fans cheered for Olivia Dean during her recent performance. Although visibly embarrassed by the prolonged applause, the singer jokingly urged the crowd to settle down, saying that they could be there all night if it continued. Dean's Manchester show comes amid a breakthrough year for the artist, driven by her second album, The Art of Loving. The project, praised for its blend of soulful vocals and contemporary pop, has drawn comparison to Sade, Amy Winehouse, and Lauryn Hills. She's also nominated in 5 major categories at the upcoming Brit Awards, including Artist and Album of the Year. The concert marked Dean's return to the UK stage following a US tour with Sabrina Carpenter. Fans, many of whom had not previously heard the new material performed live, were met with a polished and confident set, underscoring her growing reputation as one of Britain's most promising musical talents. And that's it on the entertainment news. Evelyn Isabella reporting for BTV News. Arsenal are leading the race of 18-year-old Atalanta defender Honest Ahano, with the Gunners' consideration at 30 million euros bid ahead of the summer transfer window. The centre-back has attracted interest from several top clubs, including Manchester City, Chelsea, Manchester United, Tottenham, Newcastle and Atletico Madrid, all vying for one of Europe's most promising teenage defender. Arsenal see Ahano as a high-potential investment, with the hope he can develop through their established youth pathway, similar to players like Michael Lewis-Kelly and Ethan Nwaneri. Manchester City are also focused on a long-term approach, while Chelsea are exploring a deal that would involve loaning him back to Atalanta to continue his development. Atletico Madrid had emerged as serious contenders, with coach Diego Simon reportedly impressed by Ahano's anticipation, strength in duels and potential to anchor their defense for years to come. Ahano, who has featured in 24 matches across all competitions for Atalanta this season, including UEFA Champions League appearances, is seen as an exceptional talent with composure, athleticism and tactical intelligence. Atalanta are believed to regard him as nearly untouchable despite the growing interest. His contract includes a release clause of 50 million euros to 65 million euros, and with the player now eligible to represent Italy at the senior level, he is expected to switch allegiance from Nigeria to Italy. And that is the Science by News package for tonight. Many thanks for joining us on Beetv Major News at 6. Do well to follow us on our social media handles on Facebook, YouTube. I am Evelyn Izibili. Thank you and have a good night.